And welcome to another episode of the Hayes Hustle Podcast. It's Throwback Thursday. It's Coach Hayes. I'm in the house. It's Therapy Thursday. Therapy Thursday, Throwback Thursday, they all the same. Hello. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. It is time to get popping today. It's Thursday. Look, I'm repping our sponsors, the new t-shirt. We was making merch this weekend. Posted some of it on our Instagram. If you have a chance, take a look, click on there and take a look at it. It was fantastic being able to make some merch, and now I'm being able to wear it, and then we'll be able to sell it. The process is real. Step by step, man. Step by step, we build it. Next will be the Hayes Hustle merch, and I'll have a Hayes Hustle sticker right here, and we gonna start branding this son of a gun for real. I learn as I go, man. The number one thing, watch out for those guns. The number one thing is I want to make sure that I'm bringing quality content, that I'm actually giving you something that's real. So as we build all the great add-ons and all this kind of stuff, meanwhile, I can sustain you with great conversation, giving you free game, before as we build this thing up. I mean, literally build it up. Build up things that you're going to get for free on our podcast all the time. And then give you some extras that you can dive in for the people who want to be a part of the hustle gang. We got ways that you can really, from our Patreon club that's coming out, and the different levels that you can be involved. You can have access to me, to our lifestyle, to what we cooking, what I'm eating, how we grilling, how we chilling, the whole deal. It's fantastic. I cannot wait. It's just a pleasure to be able to grow. I couldn't wait to get on this thing today. This is how I know that in the end it's going to be such a success, because I love doing it. I love doing it for free. I love doing, even though we did get our first sponsorship. Big shout out to Temptation Freshies, Temptation Air Freshener. Check them out on Instagram. Big shout out. Might as well get our sponsors out the way right away. And it's just been a pleasure working with a small business with a young man with a big idea. That's what small business is all about. That's what supporting small business is all about. People got big dreams. You got a small business. It takes big support to make that happen. Big ideas, big collaborations, and when you collab, and remember this to all the entrepreneurs out there: when you do any collaboration, everybody always wants their hand out. But make sure you're partnering with somebody or collaborate with somebody that, for one, is beneficial for both of y'all. No losers. But the other thing is, you just got to make sure that it aligns with what you're doing, and make sure that person wants the best for you and your brand. Especially if you ever take an investment. If you take an investment, make sure that person is not trying to use your gifts just to make them money. If that's the key, forget about it. That could be mutual. I mean, that could be all right. But a lot of times it takes somebody that sees you and themselves, and they want you to be successful. And they'll give you some free game, and they'll give you not like you're looking for a handout, nothing, but they'll teaching you, mentoring you, showing you, guiding you. That's what I like to do with the young business owners, and Justin is one of them. I know him for a long time, and I want to be that same type of person for him. I want to be able to help him. Just the same thing I'm telling you. Make sure you got somebody that's come on your team that goes, hey, listen, man, I can help you get this thing really rocking and get your life going the way you want it to go. That's the ultimate goal. Ain't got nothing to do with how much I can make. I know that I can help this dude be successful. I know that we can partner up and do some things and collaborate and do some things. And I want him to be great at it. Because I actually love the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real talk. I don't want to get, like, gotta be real. Gotta be real. So big shout out to Temptation Air Freshener. Check them out, Temptation Freshies on Instagram. Big shout out to Hey Sports Performance. Hey Sports Performance. Turning potential into performance for the last 20 years. So I make my rep. Sent over 500 kids to college, over 300 D1, another 200 to D2, D3, NAIA, JUCO, all around the world. Overseas ball. We everywhere. Kids everywhere. It's funny to run into kids from just everywhere. I be on the field training somewhere or out dinner somewhere or out to lunch somewhere. Like, coach. When you've been doing it for so long, there's just so many kids, or somebody interacted my story that I haven't talked to in 10 years that I sent to college a long time ago, or, just insane. It feels like absolutely a blessing. And then there's some kids that I helped that it's just crazy to see how there is no follow up. There is I helped them. They got what they needed from me. There is no real thank you. But it teaches you a real lesson. Be thankful for the then, for the now. At the time, love the kid. And, sometimes you love the kid, but you hate what they do or hate how they act or hate what they become. But you love the kid. I got some kids like that. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. That got more to do with, environment that they grow up in, parental guidance, ain't got shit to do with me. So, but it's it's a shame. Some life lessons. Some kids that I'll leave it alone. Don't want to go there. Throwback Thursday with Coach Hayes today. Talking some story time today. Getting ready to take a journey back in time today. Journey back in time. Our last sponsor of the day, Bridge City Fam. Bridge City Fathers and Mentors Program, a nonprofit program. I am the founder, the general. I am here, man, to save the youth. I'm here to save the at-risk youth. That's my deal. So, Bridge City Fam, Bridge City Fathers and Mentors Program. We are here. We're just building, and we want to build a bridge for at-risk youth, for single parents who need resources. We want to be able to get these resources and be able to relate and peer mentor and implement these things and create a bond, create a relationship, create a system where we are healing and creating wellness in some of these kids that need help. Big little story, but it's crazy. Yesterday, I feel like just a blessing, man. Yesterday, I'm at my daughter's volleyball camp. She's at volleyball camp. She's doing fantastic. Kavina, my youngest, Pippa, we call her, is her nickname. But Kavina, she's at the volleyball camp. She's in the 7th grade. She getting down to volleyball camp. Honestly, she's the best one at the camp. There's about 100 girls there. And it's all 7th and 8th graders. I believe, and I'm of course, I'm her father, so of course my word is biased, but I believe she was the best one at the camp. Passing, hitting, serving, all that type of stuff. So coaches were really up on her and, hey, are you gonna come to this school? Now we don't plan on going to the school she's having a camp and we just look for work. You having a camp over there, we signing up. You know what I'm saying? My kids we always working. So coaches were all up on her. It was great. I'm in the crowd. I sat and watched the whole thing, film practice, film her little warm up, film her in her stations and all that stuff. So her mama and all her siblings can see her at practice. And then, I want her to feel like a big deal. That's a part of being a dad is, man, making your kids feel like they're a big deal. Treat them like they're a big deal. So this is one thing for our nonprofit. I'm just this crazy blessing. This will be on I'll be testifying about this on Tuesday. But I'm in the crowd and a father comes up to me. He says, hey, are you Kavina's dad? I'm like, yeah, how you doing? Nice man. He about my age, Asian American gentleman. Got his wife there, got his younger son there, but his daughter's on the court. She's the same age as my daughter. I guess they go to the same school. They know each other, and they out there kind of hanging with each other. So he comes up to me and said, "Man, Kavina's your daughter?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's my daughter." So he was like, "Man, she is fantastic. She is good." So I'm like, "Oh man, listen." I try to make people not feel so bad because Kavina's sister plays Division I volleyball. She's the captain of the volleyball team in college. So I'm a trainer. Like, she's been doing this stuff her whole life. So sometimes people start comparing their kid to my kid, and it's really not fair when it comes to athletics. They have the advantage. I am the advantage. You know what I'm saying? So I try to put a damper on that. Like, oh well, don't worry about it, man. This just what we do. Don't. So I thought maybe he was hitting me up for some training. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, maybe we should get your girl training. That's always a blessing. That's the way my stuff works all the time, right? So, okay. So, yeah, he was like, yeah, let's get some training in. Okay. But then he was like, so you training business? He said, maybe you can help one of my clients. I should have really said this for Tuesday. Jeez. He told me, he said, maybe you can help one of my clients. One of my clients really want to get into the field that you're in. I'm like, well, I talked to him. He was like, well, he played college basketball for a couple of years and then, got into a little trouble or something like that. And now need a little guidance, get on the right track. And I'm like, what I didn't think is I was thinking about helping all these kids from 13 to 18 was the fact that there's grown men that need my guidance, which I'm all good with. I love that. I just want to know where God want to use me. You know what I mean? That's my number one goal, is find out where does God want to use me. So he started telling me that, yeah, man, I got several clients that I could send to you if you wouldn't mind mentoring them. And I'm like, well, I do run a business. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to just be having these meetings with all these people all the time. But what kind of people you talking about? What's up? Come to find out, he's a lawyer, big time lawyer, and works with people on, big time crimes, personal crimes, and, getting people off of serious crimes, attempted murder, assault, things like that. But people that need to change their life and they got skills, they're talented, but they really have no way. They feel trapped. I'm the trap trainer, dog. Like, let's go. I'm the trap trainer. So I start thinking, God might be intervening in my life and kind of changing a little bit of where I'm going or who I'm helping or broadening my umbrella of who I'm helping. Next thing you know, this dude was talking about, well, let's set up a meeting. Let's me and you, let's go have lunch next week. And let's talk about how I told him I got a nonprofit, but honestly, I'm so new in the nonprofit space. We don't have any funding. We don't have anything. We're just out trying to do stuff and just trying to do work and kind of figure it out, just like the podcast, kind of figure it out as we go. I got books on nonprofit. I'm looking at videos. I'm doing all kind of shit. But so I'm going to figure it out. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're still working on it. And that's the truth. We're just figuring this thing out. So when I told him that, he was like, well, man, I'm a lawyer. I said I'm looking for a grant writer so I can get some grants and we can get some things funded. I got a lot of big ideas and, websites in place, people in place. I got mentors in place. I got everything in place, but we ain't got no money in place. So, everything is bootstrapped. Everything comes from my pocket, And so he was like, listen, bro, we got to get together. You don't understand. I know how to access all those funds. I know how to, as you being a black nonprofit, the money is endless. So let's get together. Let's work this shit out. Plus, I wanted to train my kids, but I got some more ideas. My wife is a chiropractor. Maybe we get together and put something together, like something on the big scale. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like facility shit? Like, what are we talking about doing? Next thing, I mean, we talking some big talk off of a conversation that happened at a volleyball game. So we exchanged numbers, set a date. And so next week, I will report to you on how it goes. And this is a big thing for all you hustlers out there. For all you hustlers out there, all you entrepreneurs, all you kids who trying to go to school and recruit. How can you turn a conversation? How can you turn a handshake into an opportunity? That's real talk. Sometimes you have a conversation with somebody and it's a coach, and the coach, oh man, you look fantastic, man. I love your arm, blah. And then you just go around feeling great about that. It gave you this sugar high, but you forgot to turn that into a meal so you can eat. You're just a sugar high because you're going around talking, oh man, the coach said this, coach said that about me, the coach said that. Should have followed that up with a thank you, coach. And I'm coming into camp, and here's some film. And then you're right, and build a relationship off of that, turn that into a recruiting opportunity. Whether that's a job, whether that's somebody trying to, we're trying to get finance, and whether that's a girl, you meet a girl and she wink at you or something like that, and you turn that into I bought her a coffee and you know what I'm saying, and got her number. It's really, turning. That's how you turn 15 cents into $1. So when you hear people talking about hustler, that's how you do it. You gotta turn a handshake, man, and to a real opportunity. So that's what I'm working on. Hey, and the thing about it is, I didn't make this happen. As you hear this conversation, I just think it's crazy that in life we try so hard to make stuff happen, and I think when God is ready for things to happen, He just send the answer to you, which is very frustrating because you think you in control. You ain't in control of shit. You're working your ass off to be in control. You're working your ass off to get this degree and that degree, and I got to get this job and get this promotion. And when it seems like when you get to a certain level of personal development, God just continue to open up doors. Ain't got shit to do with how hard you work, or how many. I don't know. I honestly believe that. Every time I be trying to figure out answers to all these problems I have and all these big dreams that I have, and how am I going to make this happen where I'm at A, how the hell am I going to get to Z? Just like I tell y'all, that's what causes anxiety and depression. So instead of worrying about it, I just kind of work on it, and I envision and I meditate and I keep working on it. And not one time have I ever solved a fucking problem. Every time I needed one of these big ass problems solved in my life, like the big momentous problems, right? God has sent me an answer. Straight up. I ain't never solved shit. I worked my ass off. I wanted, I prayed, I did all this kind of shit, but I really ain't made nothing happen. God, bro, he did what he ready for it to happen. He just make it happen. He just send it. That's why I gotta talk about it all the time. Because I feel like if you don't kind of cast that don't talk about it, He don't let nothing good happen to you. Because you want to sit around act like it's all you. Oh, I'm fresh. I make that happen. Nah, I'm telling you the truth. I ain't make a damn thing happen. No, everything I have, my house, my everything, nothing that I make happen. God made all of it happen. And it's, I'll just tell you the truth. I didn't mean to testify on Thursday, but I'm going to come back with that on Tuesday. Just unbelievable. Anyway, let's get to the story today. Let's get to the stories today, man. Unbelievable. I'm taking it back to some early days, man. Just want to paint y'all a picture of an early time. I'm kind of giggling, man, because one of these stories, bro, this story right here is not cool, okay? Because I know a lot of people probably gonna be gagging off of this, because this is just really not cool. But I remember when I lived in St. Louis, when we was kids, we probably was, I had to be third grade. Yeah, we talking about third graders, right? And so in St. Louis, we all lived with my grandmother. Everybody lived in my grandmother's house on Warney. Okay, we all lived on Warney. And what's going on my mic? So what's going on my mic? Okay, there we go. We all lived on Warney. It's like say 15, 20 people in the house. Like me and my cousins all lived in one. We all shared a bedroom. We all lived in one bed. All slept in one bed. One at this. One person's head at this side, then the head at this side, the other person's head at this side. That's how we slept. Me, Wayne, and Mark. That's who it was. My nickname was Buddy in St. Louis. My cousins, yeah, people know him as Greg, but we call him Wayne in our family. And then my cousin Tyrone, who's passed away, R.I.P. They called him Cowboy. We called him Mark. So we were the youngest three cousins, and we shared a bed in this house. And we did everything together. And so one of the things we used to do together was there was a corner store 1 block away from our house that we would go to play video games. You scrap up, bottles and cans. So if you got 5, right back then recycling was worth a nickel. So we would, get 5 cans or get change around the house, or try to get paid for going to the store so we can have some money to play video games. 25 cents, that was big, the quarters. So Pac-Man was down there, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's my favorite. So I used to love going down there. So me and my cousins, man, like there was a daily occurrence that we walked to the corner store and play video games every day. Whether you only had 1 quarter, sometimes we only had 1 quarter. Sometimes our auntie or uncle would say, "Here's $1 a piece," so everybody would have 4 quarters. That was it. That was fucking it, bro. And so when we would go down there, the summertime in St. Louis is scorching, 100 degrees every day. And it's all concrete. There's not a lot of trees, not a lot of grass. At the park it is, but in the regular neighborhood, no. It's a lot of concrete, a lot of brick buildings. So the heat is unbearable. So one thing we do in the summertime is go down there, go to the corner store and get ice cream. Everybody do that, right? Ice cream. One thing that's really weird about me is I love the smell of the ice cream chest. When you open up the ice cream chest do this next time. Next time you go to the supermarket, if you never did this, smell the ice cream. Just open up and smell that cream, that fresh ice cream. That smell, I love. Okay, I've always loved, always will. So me and my cousins would walk down to the store, and we would go in and play video games. And while we was playing video games, I would go and the dude knew I was weird like that. The dude who owned the store. I'd be like, "Man, I'm finna go smell this ice cream." He'd be like, "Oh my God, bro, hurry up and don't let my ice cream thaw out." I'm like, "All right, sweet." I would go in there, literally smell. Now here's the problem, man. This is where the disgusting part comes in. So smelling the ice cream, I would get tempted. I wanted to eat the ice cream. I really did. That's the only thing I wanted to do. I would be smelling it. I didn't have enough money to play video games and eat and have ice cream. That was the dilemma. So every time, even though a lot of times I wanted the ice cream, I would always choose the video game. Always choose to play the video game because you could play it for. I had $1. Depending on how you did in the video game, you could be going for hours. You could be going for a long time on 4 quarters. We used to maximize our time. Like shit, that 1 quarter lasts like 20 minutes because I had like an extra man and we was going and secrets to the game. So I just remember at some point I got desperate or bold enough to go into this ice cream chest. And what I started doing was unwrapping what I loved was the vanilla ice cream wrapped in the chocolate, right? So I would go in there and the Crunch bar, it was a Crunch ice cream bar, something like that. Bro, I would go in there, unwrap it. The first time I ever did it, unwrapped it. I took a fucking bite out of it. I tried to finish the whole thing, but I knew the dude was close to me, so I wrapped it back up. I put it back in there. And I went back to playing video games, thinking, okay, I got my ice cream fix and I got to play a video game. So I did this. My cousin's like, you got away with that shit. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. So when we got back home, they all laughing and shit. They're like, it's a big secret in our house. That's what I did. Well, I started doing this. This to start being every time we go down there to play a video game, which was every fucking day. Every time we went down there, I would compromise one of the ice cream bars, right? Go back there. Eat like half of it, wrap it back up, put it back in there. That's the disgusting part, right? I didn't even think about how disgusting it was until I started actually telling this story. That I probably should have my ass kicked for that. No doubt about it. Okay, I should probably have my ass kicked. Now I'm thinking about COVID and all this old germs and shit. Like that probably was pretty bad. But so every day I would do this. Every day I was getting away with it. It was like 2 weeks I did this. Nobody was catching on to this. So I even had did it in another store. Like this not only my corner store. I had tried this in another store and got away with it. So I was like, oh, I'm golden. These motherfuckers have no idea. I can get away with this all the time. Even my cousins wanted to try it, but they were so scared. And people they knew that I was weird for smelling the ice cream. Well, what I didn't know. Check this out. You know how when you go in the store and you're on one side, the grocery stores or whatever it is, there's a back side that they have to stock everything up, right? So they literally can be standing in there. I had no fucking clue. I thought they stocked it from the outside and that was it. Like, so if they wasn't right there with me, they couldn't be around. So, all right. Think about my head being all the way in the freezer. I've put the thing on my head. My cousins are over there playing Pac-Man. They're over there, hurry up, get over here, man. It's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn. I'm like, all right, hurry up. Oh, here I come. I got to smell the ice cream real quick. I run over there. I open up the bar. And when I open up the bar, as soon as I open up the bar, I hear a voice. And it's a voice in back of the thing where like literally like eyes looking at me through the freezer because I didn't know that there was a room back, like a big freezer that there was. I had no idea. This dude was like, what in the fuck are you doing? I was like, man, I was terrified. Then they came out, locked me in. You've been stealing. You are no longer welcome here. We're going to tell you. Now, my worst nightmare, they can say all that shit. I don't care. I could never have to come back. There was another store like 10 blocks away that I had to start going to instead of going back to the store for a while. Because the only thing I was scared of and what he really threatened me was I'm going to tell your dad. I know who your dad is. I'm going to tell your dad. Bro, nothing scared me more than you're going to tell my dad that I was down here stealing. That if he found out that, and literally my dad did, years and years later, when we was adults, my cousins retold this story to my dad. And my dad said, man, I killed. Yeah, years later when my dad heard about that story, he was not very happy. Years later, I was a grown up. He was so mad that I had actually been going, sneaking in stores and eating ice cream but he wouldn't give me enough money, bro. Wouldn't give me enough money. That's real talk. Throwback Thursday, man. Gotta I struggle so much with what story to tell on here. I have so many stories. That's why I'm so happy that we're giving that extra footage and starting to tell some extra Throwback Thursday stories because my therapy demands that I give more. I need to give more. I have too many stories, too many. It seems like it's a I just have so many experiences. I've been here for so long. Maybe that's the problem. But I had just a colorful childhood, and it was absolutely magnificent. I got a bonus for it. We gonna again. I'm finna start getting into because I got too many stories. So remember, We are going to have extra stories for Throwback Thursday. I'm just going to unload. And we're going to release them slowly but surely to all of our customers that want to get on and hear more stories, want to be entertained by the stories, want to take a leap back, want to take a leap. Some of this is like just been in a, like a time machine. You just want to be somewhere and sit back and live through me for a little bit. That's the case. Get ready, because we got some good stuff for you. Listen, this is Throwback Thursday. This is Coach Hayes, your trap trainer on Therapy Thursdays. Thank you for training. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for doing therapy with me. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your love. I appreciate you. I hope you have a fantastic day. Tap in tomorrow on Fatherhood Friday. We're going to put it in so you can finish it out. Hope you have a fantastic day. Peace out.